welcome right back here, still on the Voice of Nature with the Nature Ambassador. And to all Christians, as always, perfect peace. Talking about something that ordinarily we humans or mortals should give great concern to here on earth, which falls under general issues and works of nature. We hear of great immortals and beings known as gods and goddesses. Who is a god or a goddess? That's the small letter G now. How are gods and goddesses become? Are they made or they just become? What makes a god or a goddess in the true sense of it? Not just the one that we hear people self-praise themselves. I'm a god, I'm a queen, I'm a goddess. I mean, in the true sense of it, in spirit and in truth. When you hear about something or that usage in spirit and in truth, it connotes that you are in spirit a god or a goddess, and here in the physical realm, a goddess or a god. Beloved creations, there are great benefits in knowing about mysteries surrounding natural concepts, thrones, natural powers and forces behind beings, and even other creations in general. Here, regarding who some beings are and become, because I tell us of a truth that some mortals and beings are actually in the process or working towards becoming gods or goddesses, knowingly and some unknowingly, subject for another day. However, creations, we need to share this thought in case you belong to these beings or this group of beings, or have either given birth to them, married to them, engages or relating with them in one way or the other without knowing these issues and works of nature is replacing creations. Based on the aforementioned analysis, permit this further thought-provoking query, which is, can an ordinary mortal give birth to a god or a goddess? That's for another episode as well. Howbeit, let's attend to what is at hand here. Creation, suffice to say that these thoughts are beyond mythological standing, because believe it or not, gods and goddesses are real. They are sparks of divine consciousness and energy expressions. They shape pivotal parts of human culture and spirituality throughout histories of creations. There are immortals and supernatural beings with specific roles, missions, and purpose that cut across time and space. When I talk about cutting across time and space, you know what I mean. Their existences are not to be measured, neither their realm of operation. So some directly or indirectly are from the central energy, or I call it the universal consciousness itself or himself. If you go to my previous videos, you will know what I mean by universal consciousness or central energy itself or himself. Observe the usage of those two words, itself and himself. Another deep concern for another episode. So he, God, the central origin, manifests itself through higher definition and frequency of energies and divine consciousness to address cosmic order. That's invariably helping to maintain the balance and order of the earth or the universe. Also, these beings are for divine intervention. They may and often play the role of intervening in human affairs and natural phenomena. That's why in most cases they are worshipped in various religions and in diverse belief structures or systems due to these divine spiritual services they render. These beings possess divine supernatural abilities and extraordinary power associated with natural phenomena and abstract concepts. Their existence are beyond earthly timings because they are immortal beings. In many cases, even if they have taken the earthly forms, which may be human flesh or any other form they chooses, of which that depends on the mission, purpose, time and space they have, but they are not earthens. So such body or form may not be totally subjective to or under the earthly laws because of who they are. That also is a different topic altogether, Christians. However, summarily, these are brief divinations of gods and goddesses. Now, permit that we add here that these beings could also take angels and saints representations. You know, we also have angels and saints. In some cases, or mission and purpose, they also take the forms of this group of immortal beings. Another topic also to be able to differentiate gods and goddesses, saints and angels, those peculiarities and relationships between this group of beings, these immortal beings, angels, saints, and gods and goddesses, because some of the times their work could interwoven and their representations could be the same. It depends on their purpose and their mission at that time and space. So now we will also take that in another episode someday, but never mind, we shall detangle them as we progress by his divine grace. So Christians, these spiritual and natural personality traits and powers are what make gods or goddesses who they are. They are what distinguishes them from ordinary humans and mortals here on earth. So meanwhile, Christians, I didn't intend for this video to be too long. I wouldn't make them in parts. Next on this topic will be on how gods and goddesses become or made. This is very important. How were they made? Did they just become? We've known about who they are, we've known about their personality trait, we've known about their purpose, their mission, their existence, their essence, and now we want to know how were they made. How did they become? Like I mentioned, some are directly, some are indirectly. So we are going to now look into how they become. In short, all these issues and works of nature are very, very deep, broad, and controversial at times. So we are going to be taking them one after the other. You could see the interconnectedness, the relationship between natural issues are actually complex and dicey. Interconnectivity of these divine rules and powers and concepts, when it comes to natural issues, is actually so interwoven. The relationship are really, complex. So we are going to be taking them bit by bit for us not to get confused. So in any case, these are accurate knowledge shared. Okay, but if anyone has something different, because we receive from different at different frequencies and time and space, any other way, okay, if anyone has anything different or to add or on the aforementioned analysis, or you have something to contribute, or however to also, or thoughts to share, please join us. Let's share on the comment section. I'm signing out for now, returning shortly for what we have next.